Hey, welcome! So does your Python code sometimes feel, well, a little messy? Maybe a bit hard to follow? If that sounds familiar, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to take that cluttered logic and transform it into something clean, professional, and even interactive. Let's get right into it. Okay, take a look at this. On the left, we've got what I call the pyramid of doom. You know, that tangled mess of nested if-else statements we've all written. But on the right, it's the exact same logic, but it's flat, clean, and 1,000 times more readable. In just the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to make that leap and so much more. So, here's our game plan. We'll start with a super common coding problem, then I'll introduce you to its elegant solution, elif. After that, we'll power up our conditions, learn a couple of pro shortcuts, build a real, working, interactive menu, and then, the best part, we'll make our code totally bulletproof. First things first, let's talk about a pain point that trips up pretty much every programmer when they're starting out. What do you do when you have to handle a ton of different options in your code? This right here, this is the culprit. Nesting if-else statements like this technically works, sure, but it creates that ugly pyramid shape that is an absolute nightmare to read, to debug, and especially to add to later on. See how every new condition just pushes your code further and further to the right? Trust me, there is a much, much better way. So now, it's time to bring in the hero of our story, the one thing that's going to flatten that pyramid and bring some sanity back to our code, the elif statement. You know, elif is really just short for else if, and it lets you chain together as many different checks as you need. But here's the key thing you got to remember about how it works. Python checks each condition from the top down. The very instant it finds one that's true, it runs that piece of code and then completely skips the rest of the chain. This is what makes your code both super clean and really efficient. Okay, so we've cleaned up our code's structure. That's a huge win. Now let's make the conditions themselves way more intelligent and powerful. We've got three main tools in our toolbox here. There's AND, which you use when all the conditions have to be true. There's OR, for when just one of them needs to be true. And then there's my personal favorite, IN, which is this fantastically clean way to check if something is part of a group. And this just perfectly shows you the power of IN. I mean, look at the left side. It works, but it's kind of clunky and repetitive, right? Now look at the right. It does the exact same thing, but it reads almost like plain English. If the day is in the weekend. It is such a small change, but it makes a huge difference in how easy your code is to understand. All right, ready for some more advanced tricks? Let's check out two modern, super concise shortcuts for handling conditions that'll make your code look way more professional. First up is something called the ternary operator. Just think of it as a tiny, one-line if-else statement. It's designed for one specific job, assigning one of two values to a variable. So instead of needing 4 lines of code to check an age, you can just write status equals adult if age greater than or equal to 18, else minor. Boom. Clean, simple, and all on one line. Next, we have match/case, which is available if you're using Python 3.10 or newer. This is a really elegant tool that's built for a very specific task, checking one single variable against a list of possible exact values. This is perfect for something like a user's menu choice, 1, 2, or quit. So when do you use this new match/case thing versus our old friend the if-elif chain? Well, this table breaks it down perfectly. If you're matching one variable against a bunch of exact values, like menu options 1, 2, 3, match/case is your new best friend. It's just cleaner. But for checking number ranges or doing complex stuff with AND or, if-elif is still the king. All right, enough theory. Theory's great, but let's put it all together and actually build something useful. We're going to combine what we've learned to create a simple but fully interactive calculator menu. Making a menu like this is honestly as easy as 1, 2, 3. Seriously. First, you just print the options so the user knows what to do. Second, you grab whatever they type in using the input function. And third, you use a match/case statement to figure out what they chose and then run the right piece of code. And here it is, the core logic, in action. See how we use match choice to look at the user's input? If they typed 1, we run the addition code. If they typed 2, we do subtraction. Oh, and see that case underscore at the bottom? That's a cool little wildcard that catches any input that didn't match the other cases, letting us print an invalid choice message. It's clean, it's effective, and it is perfect for a menu. Okay, our program is working, but it's fragile. It's easy to break. So now we're going to take that final step, the one that really separates beginner code from a truly robust application.
input validation.
So here's the problem. Our calculator is expecting numbers, right? But what if the user types the word 3 instead of the digit 3? Or what if they just smash their hands on the keyboard? Well, right now, our program will just blow up. It'll crash instantly. We need to defend against that.
I want you to burn this rule into your brain. It's one of the most important rules in all of programming. You have to always assume the user is going to give you weird, unexpected, or just plain wrong input. Your job, as the programmer, is to see that coming and handle it without crashing.
And lucky for us, Python gives us the perfect tools for the job. .strip is awesome for cleaning up input. It gets rid of any accidental spaces at the beginning or end. And .digit, well, that's our main weapon. It lets us check if a string contains only numbers before we even try to treat it like one.
This pattern right here is absolutely crucial. You have to validate before you convert. The int function will just throw up its hands and crash your program if you feed it a non-numeric string like 3. So we use .isDigit as a gatekeeper. We ask it first, hey, is this input safe to convert? And only if the answer is yes do we proceed. This simple little if-else block is the key to preventing countless program crashes.
So let's do a quick recap of everything we've learned. Use elif to turn those nested pyramids into clean, flat chains. Use the in operator to make your code way more readable than a bunch of ors. For menus and checking statuses, match/case is your new best friend. And probably the most important thing, always validate user input before you try to use it. So there you have it. We've gone from a tangled mess to a clean, robust, and interactive application. You now have the tools to build much more powerful and professional Python code. The only question left is, what are you going to build first?